What's up, everybody? I want to wish you guys a happy new year. 2016 is finally over. I'm really glad 2016 is over. It was a pretty terrible year overall, although I'm happy that I was able to launch my Guns N' Roses channel, Guns N' Roses Reunited, and I think that was some of the bright spots of 2016. So let me know how your guys' 2016 was and what do you guys hope for in 2017. I want to do a video today to summarize all the news that maybe happened when I was away on vacation, but I'm back now, so I'm going to keep doing all the fun stuff I was doing in 2016, and I've got some great plans for my channel in 2017. So let's get started with an article that was actually written by LA Weekly. They ranked the top 20 best live shows of 2016, and no surprise, guys, Guns N' Roses was ranked #1 on their list. Now, Art Tavanna is the one who actually wrote the part for Guns N' Roses being #1. They had a bunch of different writers contribute, and Art Tavanna, as you guys know, was trying to chase Izzy Stradlin down for an interview and had no luck so far. So basically, he said that, you know, in the anticipation of the gig at the Troubadour, a lot of fans, including myself, I didn't believe that Axl and Slash would ever be on stage again. But sure enough, he said it was a great show and that it was like watching the second coming of rock and roll. Now, he wrote a really good article around the time that the Troubadour gig actually happened, because as you guys know, cameras weren't allowed, there was no cell phones allowed, and even though there was some footage that sort of leaked online, you know, nobody's really seen some really good footage of the entire concert. Now, there has been some pro shot footage that's been shown on the Guns N' Roses social media channels, but he wrote a really good article about what it was like to actually be there at the gig. So I've linked to both those articles if you guys want to go check them out. Let's move on to our next piece of news. So 2016, as you guys know, has not been a good year for music fans. We've had so many artists pass away this past year. We had David Bowie, Prince, and, you know, then we had George Michael as well. And George Michael, I guess him and Axl had met once before, as you guys can see in this photo. And of course, George Michael and Axl and Guns N' Roses played the Freddie Mercury tribute back in April of 1992. So Axl actually put out a tweet saying, "Rest in peace, George." We also had another rumor of a potential Guns N' Roses concert being announced. Now, Guns N' Roses are rumored to be playing at Bonnaroo venue in Manchester, Tennessee this summer. They're not going to be playing the Bonnaroo Music Festival, which takes place sometime in early June. This is scheduled to take place August 5th. So this is according to official rules landing page for a ticket giveaway contest that's actually been run by the tourist promoter Live Nation. So there's a rumor that Guns N' Roses will be playing Great Stage Park, where the Bonnaroo Music Festival is held every June in Manchester, Tennessee. And according to the actual landing page, Guns will be playing on August 5th, 2017, which is almost 2 months after Bonnaroo's 4 scheduled days on June 8th to the 11th. Now, if you guys look at Guns N' Roses' tour for 2017, they're going to be playing Denver on August 2nd, and then the next show after that is Miami on August 8th. So it definitely makes sense for them to be playing this Bonnaroo site on August 5th. And typically this site can house around 70,000 fans, so it seems like it would be perfect for a Guns N' Roses concert. As we get some more news about it, I will let you guys know. Let's move on to our other news. So as you guys know, Guns N' Roses are going to be playing a bunch of concerts at the end of this month in Japan, and they announced a new supporting act who's going to be opening for their 28th and January 29th shows along with Baby Metal, and that band is Man on a Mission. Also had some rumors about a Guns N' Roses private concert on New Year's Eve. So the rumor was that Guns N' Roses were going to be playing a private concert for Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich for New Year's Eve. So the sources that were reporting this claim that Guns were going to be paid at least $1 million for the night's work, and the Rolling Stones have also been reported as playing the gig as well. And some people think this gig was supposed to be happening in Russia or, and I think in St. Bart's, somewhere in the Caribbean. But apparently, I don't think this rumor is true, because Duff's wife, Susan, took some photos on Instagram, and she's apparently spending New Year's Eve with Duff in Seattle, so I'm guessing they're probably not playing the gig. I think it was just a rumor. But this isn't the first time that Guns N' Roses have been reported or rumored to play private gigs. They've done private gigs in the past before. There was 2 most notable ones over the past couple of years. There was one in 2012 where Guns played a wedding along with Izzy Stradlin and in France somewhere, and then they also played a private gig in Russia in 2010. And apparently they received a pretty handsome payday for both concerts. And apparently, Axl isn't the only one you can actually book to play a private gig. Slash has done it in the past, according to people I've heard on the forums from. And also, I found this website where you can apparently book Slash to come play a private gig for you. The cost is under $75,000. I don't know if this is a legit site or not, but there is also a video online from Slash back in 2007 or 8 where he's playing like an Armenian wedding. He's playing like the Godfather theme. People are throwing money at him, I don't know if he knew the couple or whether he was just hired to go to the gig, to the actual wedding. So I linked to that video too if you guys haven't seen it. It's got almost a 250,000 views or so. So let's move on to our next news. Now, we got some news about your guys' favorite guitarist of all time in Guns N' Roses, DJ Ashba. So he was doing an interview where he talked about all the things he learned from his 6-year stint with Guns N' Roses. So he was on SYN 90.7 radio station in Melbourne, Australia. There's audio you can listen to, so I've linked to that article down below. But he said, well, I learned a lot from my time with Guns N' Roses on stage and off stage. I learned a lot about the business side of things and just how on a very, very large scale a band operates. It's much different when you're touring and you're in a band like Guns N' Roses than touring in a small little band like Beautiful Creatures. So you learn a lot, and I'm a sponge. He also said you learn about budgets and all that kind of stuff, and you apply that to your own thing. So he says you can't buy the experience that I experienced playing stadiums every night, and although it was not my music, it was somebody else's music, the experience was great. It's so valuable. I learned a lot, and now I can apply it on and off stage for 6 a.m. There was also something really interesting in this article. It also says, according to Ashba, he has a company named Ashba Media, which has designed the box offices for Cirque du Soleil, Zarkana, Zumanity, and the Beatles' Love, as well as Chris Angel's Believe. He was also actually involved in creating some of the merchandising items that were sold on Guns N' Roses tour. He said they designed Axl Rose's piano and they designed some stage stuff, and it was cool. He said we designed some t-shirts and a lot of the posters and flyers for different things. So I mean, it was fun. I had a lot of fun both because I was there playing guitar, but I also had a lot of artistic freedom to do things and help in different ways off stage, which is kind of fun for me. So you guys, as you guys know, he was actually approached to be involved in the Guns N' Roses reunion tour, but as you guys know in my previous videos, he actually politely declined. So if you guys want to hear the entire interview with DJ Ashba, I've linked to it down below. Let's go on to our next piece of news. So we had an interview with former Guns N' Roses rhythm guitarist Gilby Clarke. He was interviewed by Indie Power, and he was doing some charity work involving motorcycles, and he was asked about his thoughts on seeing Axl and Slash back on stage together. He said he thought it was great, and he said it's great after all these years, and they created such amazing music together, so it's nice to see them back together. And he didn't really have anything else other to say about that. As you guys know, Gilby made some comments a little while back where he said he didn't consider it a full reunion because him and Izzy aren't really involved with it. So let's move on to our final piece of news. We've got some Steven Adler news. So there's an auction on CharityBuzz.com involving some merchandise and memorabilia from Steven Adler. So the actual boots he wore at the 2012 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony, they're the Joe Ghost Cavallino Nero boots, are up for auction. In addition to a one-of-a-kind handmade Italian boots, he's donated a limited edition, a bass drum head with the original Appetite for Destruction logo. And then Steven will also sign a personal note on the bass head to the winner, as well as sign a letter of authenticity for both items. So the shoe size is a men's 42. It's up for bid for the next 4 days or so. The current bid is at $1,750. It's got 9 bids. The estimated value for the items are $4,000 US. I've linked to the Charity Buzz website if you guys are interested in looking at it and bidding on it. And the final piece that I want to leave you guys with is a cool video by a guy named Kari Golden. He's got an amazing YouTube channel where he does incredible Guns N' Roses covers. He did a cover of White Christmas, but in the style of Guns N' Roses. So I've linked to that video down below. Go check it out. Let me know how your guys' 2016 was. What are you guys hoping for in 2017? That basically covers all the news that happened while I was away. I've got some more news videos that are going to drop in the next couple of days, as well as a big surprise on Thursday and Friday. So stay tuned to my channel for that. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you want to stay up to date on the latest Guns N' Roses news, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Take care.